What's up, Crossers? So I'm pretty sure by this point, you have heard about the controversy surrounding Korean R&B singer Crush, his behaviors during a festival. People are accusing him of being a racist for skipping some girls who happen to be black, right? So what happened was he did a high five with all the other people there, but then he skipped a couple black girls there. So they got so offended and they felt so bad about it, and they posted a video of the situation on various social media platforms, and now the video went viral and everyone is attacking Crush, especially K-pop fans outside Korea. They're pretty upset about what happened. And if you have been watching my channel for long enough, you'll know when I see a problem, I'll point that out, right? I spoke in support of Sam Ochiri when he got canceled in Korea after he criticized high school students in Korea who did blackface without knowing what that means, probably, right? But this one, no. I don't see any problems with Crush's behaviors during the concert, and I think he's being accused of things he hasn't done. So I did a little bit of research, and it looks like there are 3 reasons why some people believe that Crush is a racist. Number 1, obviously he skipped the black girls there while he did a high five with everyone else there. I want to say it's just bad timing and bad luck and miscommunication, because people watching the TikTok video that the girls posted, they don't know the context, right? It was not his concert, right? It was a festival, a music festival. Crush was one of many artists who performed there, and the venue was not like a stadium or a concert hall, right? Rather, it was a stage built on a university campus. I was a member of student council, so I know how such events are organized and how such events can be really poorly staffed. Those stages are not sturdy enough, or fences are not strong enough, and all that. And in his statement, he said he did it for a safety reason. And I believe him 100% because just watch this video.
Wait a fucking minute.
Did you get missed?
Yes, literally when he was about to get
Wait a fucking minute.
From those black girls' point of view, right, it looks bad. It looks almost like he's saying no to them. But watch this video taken from a different angle. Now you can clearly hear Crush saying, "You're gonna hurt them. Be careful," right? That's what he's saying there. But these poor black girls, they had no clue what he was saying, and they took it personally, and they just jumped to the conclusion that it was about their skin color. And people are saying that Crush did a high five with everyone else but these 2 black girls, which is simply not true. At the end of the video, you can see Crush doing the same thing to other fans as well. You know what's funny is Crush did try to do a high five with the girls in question, but the girl withdrew, so the timing didn't work out. Crush is not a rookie artist, okay? He's been in this music industry for well over a decade now. He's performed at many different venues, and he knows that typically when you're performing on a stage built on a university campus, things could go wrong in a million different ways. So you gotta be really careful, especially when you're interacting with your fans in a close distance, right? Because what happens is, when you try to, for example, shake hands with them or do a high five with them, people behind, they move forward trying to reach you, which means people are being crushed together, which eventually makes them suffocate. And this often results in injuries or even death. Just last year, during Travis Scott's performance, the crowd began moving forward, pushing people who were already in the front. And as a result of that, 8 people lost their lives.
It's an ambulance in the car. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And artists are really conscious about this problem. You know, it's a big concern among artists who have to perform in front of a huge crowd. That's why sometimes artists just stop in the middle of their performance.
Guys at the back, did you guys take a step back? Just for the blinks here? A step back, please. 하나, 둘, 셋이 뭐였어? 약, 2, 3. 약, 2, 3, black.
Because, you know, you don't want your fans to die at your concert, right? Who wants that? And number 2, he deleted his BML post on his Instagram, so he's a racist. You know, tell me one thing that could happen to someone that can take him from donating a huge amount of money to the Black Lives Matter movement to hating black people, all black people out there, to the point he doesn't even want to interact with them. I can think of one. Maybe if a bunch of black people robbed their family or killed one of their family members, maybe, but that's not the case here. And you know, you really don't know why he deleted the post. You know, it might be his boss telling him to delete all the posts that are politically sensitive, or it can be Crush himself not wanting to post things that can divide people, or it might be him just not wanting to post anything that is not about his music. Who knows? You know, I don't know. You guys don't know. We're all just assuming what he meant by that, you know, because no one other than himself knows why he deleted the post. You know, that's the problem though. Nobody really knows anything about it, but everyone has an opinion about it. You know, you're just imagining the worst case scenario where your K-pop idol suddenly turns his back against your people. I think this is the danger of cancel culture. People are so quick to draw a conclusion when they don't have a full context. Here are some videos that prove that Crush actually likes black people.
So we are finally here to talk about our experience at the Music Encore Presents Amoeba Culture concert in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So these 2 girls, they were huge K-pop fans, and they were quite active back in, I don't know, 2010-ish, and they obviously are not white. And they went to an Amoeba Culture concert that was held in the US where Crush also performed. And this girl says, "I love you, Crush." And guess what he said in return?
Crush, I love you! I love you! Oh my God, he said it back.
I love you too. I mean, if you hate certain races to the point that you don't even want to touch their hands, you're not going to say things like that. And here again, he's physically hugging this black guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a false accusation. There's so many counter proofs, and it's almost entertaining to me to see how people can be so quick to judge someone and jump to their conclusion without even bothering to do their own research and try to figure out what really went down there. You know, like a simple Google search or, you know, getting some help from people who can speak Korean would have solved the misunderstanding. I personally think, you know, he just became a scapegoat for the frustration that a lot of, I don't know, expats in Korea were experiencing because Korea is a racist society. I admit that Korea has a long way to go when it comes to fighting racism. I think things are much better for the younger generation, but for the older generation, yes, I've seen very, very racist people. in their 50s or 60s, but to be honest, I haven't met a single racist in my entire life who are my age, but still, I'm not denying the fact that Korea needs to work hard to fight racism in the country. I'm not denying that. But like when you start overgeneralizing the Korean people as if they're all racist, you're actually discriminating against Korean people. Having the kind of negative prejudice towards a certain group of people is actually the beginning of discrimination. It's really ironical that some people who say that we have to fight racism and we have to get rid of discrimination in society are actually overgeneralizing certain group of people and discriminating against them. And number 3, people are also calling him a racist because he did blackface on Masked Singer. Here's what I think. So there are writers who come up with these characters and they get paid for that, okay? So chances are it was not his decision to wear that mask. Those writers are there so that they can keep things more interesting and entertaining. For your information, the mask he was wearing, actually it's a cartoon character, one of the most popular Korean cartoon characters, whose name is Michael.
외국인이요? 제 이름은 마이콜, 토종 한국인이에요.
뭐? 한국인?
And the writers probably wanted to introduce a character that a lot of people are familiar with to keep the show more interesting. And it happens to be a mask for Crush. I think he probably was not really aware of blackface at that point, because if it did, he would have said no to the mask, saying, I'm not gonna wear that because that's offensive, right? And one thing I like to mention here is that not knowing that certain behaviors or certain things can be seen offensive by a different culture doesn't automatically make you a racist. So if you're not Korean and watching this video, I want to ask you this question. So how many of you know that it's actually EC, not Sea of Japan, at least to Korean people? So that's my point. So not knowing the term Sea of Japan can be very offensive to the Korean people doesn't necessarily make you an imperialist or a colonist. You just didn't know, right? But now you know. So what's really important here is what you do with that knowledge, right? So by now, Crush should know what blackface is, because a lot of K-pop fans outside Korea called him out on blackface at the time. So if he does the same thing again with that knowledge, then you can call him a racist. I mean, like, video proofs are there which show that he was not lying about what happened. And still, some people will just keep saying that his apology was trash. And, I even saw some people saying that his apology is not yours, it's the 2 black girls. I personally think his apology is nobody's, His apology is for nobody to accept. He didn't have to apologize, but he wanted to address the problem, so he did, which is a good thing because, at least he's trying to communicate with his fans and try to explain himself. But I think cancel culture is becoming more and more toxic nowadays because you don't really bother to do your own research and try to put things in context, and you just draw a conclusion and cancel whoever that person is and move on to your next target. I think this is very toxic. So Crush obviously said in the video, he clearly said, hey, be careful, right? And then you didn't understand that because you don't speak Korean, and that you felt bad and you went home and you posted a video about it. And now you made him apologize for that, but still, with all the proofs that he was being genuine and honest about it, you're still blaming him. I mean, it's just an unhealthy culture, and I think it's really unfair for him. So yeah, that's all I have to say today about the controversy surrounding Crush's behavior during the festival. And I want to know your opinions, but as always, please be respectful to other viewers and other people here. We can agree to disagree, but just please don't be rude, okay? Now, if you want to learn English from me, you can visit my website, www.detoxenglishkorea.com. I have really useful lectures for English learners, so I'm gonna come check them out. And if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and also keep the notification bell on so that you will not miss my next video. So I'll see you guys in my next video. To the other side.